Hey, second grade, Miss Daly here. Today is a very special day because it is a very last Foundations lesson of the school year, which is a really big deal. We've had Foundations all year long. We have learned so much. Just think about the very first thing you learned in second grade. Like it is gone so far. So big deal. We are on day 4 of Unit 8. All right, before we jump in, we are going to first do some drill sounds. All right, our first drill sounds, we are going to do our R-controlled vowels. So you will repeat after me. A-R, car, R. E-R, her, I-R, bird, O-R, horn, or. U-R, burn, Very nice. Next, we're going to go into our long vowel sounds. Repeat after me. A safe A. O home O. E peat E. I pine I. U mule U. U rule oo. Very nice. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is some dictation. I'm going to show you some words. You are going to tap it out along with me, and then we're going to talk about how we would dictate the word. So the first word I have is the word before. What word? Before. Good. Think first. How many syllables does before have? 2. Good. Before. Let's tap out the first syllable. B. Here we go. B-E. B. How do I spell B in before? B-E-B. Good. B-E. All right. Next we have 4. Let's tap this one out. Or. 4. This one's tricky because the spelling pattern does not follow exactly what you hear, right? There's a rule for these kind of words that Mrs. Jones taught us yesterday. Before. We know that sound, what letter says F? Good. But we also hear or, for. We know that we hear that or sound, which we know says O-R, or. But we also notice that anytime we hear that or sound at the end of a word, we need what? Good, a magic E. So since we don't have 2, I will just quickly copy this, move it over. Anytime we have the O-R-E sound at the end of a word, we need that magic E, because that magic E makes the vowel say its name. We've also learned that when we hear the OR sound, that's an R-controlled vowel. Anytime we have that OR sound as an R-controlled vowel, we don't need that E because it's usually either at the beginning of the word or the middle of a word. Whereas if we hear that OR sound at the end of a word, it'll need that magic E. Before. Good. Let's go ahead and try another one. Oops. There we go. Okay. My next word is fork. What word? Fork. Good. Let's tap this one out. Fork. Fork. One more time. Fork. Fork. What's the first sound you hear in fork? Good. F. Fork. What's the next sound you hear? Fork. Fork. Do you hear an R-controlled vowel? I hear an R-controlled vowel. Fork. O-R, horn, or. I hear fork. All right. And then k, or k, k. What says k? Good. Okay. We also know that C says fork, but we know that that usually doesn't come at the end of a word. All right. So again, we see that O-R, or are controlled vowels. Since it's in the middle of a word, we don't need that magic E. Good. Let's try another one. My word is Eve. Eve, like Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Eve is like the night before a big event. All right, so using spelling patterns with the long vowel E sound, how would we spell this word? Let's tap it out. Eve, Eve. What's the first sound you hear? An E sound, Eve. What's the next sound you hear? Eve, V. That's a V. And we know that if the vowel is saying its name, what do we need at the end of the word? A magic E. Good. Eve. All right, very nice. Let's try another one. My word is sunny. What word? Good. Sunny. Let's tap it out. E. Sunny. What's the first sound you hear? Good. So that's an S. What's the next sound you hear? Sunny. And what letter says Good. U. What's next? Sunny. What sound do you hear? N. We have an N. Now, really think hard about what's going to come next. I know we hear the E sound. Good, it's going to be a Y because the Y says a long E sound in a two-syllable word. Sunny, sunny. Two syllables, it's going to be a Y. Now, we're missing one letter. Remember, when we hear that short vowel sound, we need to keep the first syllable closed, and we add a double consonant because we're keeping that first syllable closed. Sunny, sunny. Good. The next word we are going to do is cute. Cute. Let's tap this one out. Cute. Cute. What's the first sound you hear? Good. It's a C. Even though you hear that cute, cute, that does not mean that that's the Q sound. Cute, 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 cute. What's the next sound you hear? U. It's a long U sound. Next sound? Cute. What letter? T. Let's tap out the word we hear here. Cut. That's not cute. Remember that short U or the U becomes short if it's closed in. What do we need at the end of a word to make that short vowel long? We need a magic E. Good. Now we have cute. Our next word is the word store. What word? Store. Let's tap that out. Or store. One more time. Or store. And notice how that or sound comes at the end of the word. So there's going to be a letter at the end of that word. Remember that. What's the first sound you hear in store? Good. It's an S. Store. What's next? It's a T. Go next. Or. O. Or. R. And that O is a long O. So what do we need at the end? A magic E. Very good. Remember that or could be a R-controlled vowel or it can be O-R-E. Remember, O-R-E comes at the end of a word that says store at the end, or at the end. All right. We are going to now do a sentence. All right, for the sentence, I'm going to stop my share so that we can be big screen. I've got my whiteboard here. And we are going to sound out and isolate each individual word so that we can write down our sentence. So my sentence is, you must finish your chores before lunch. Repeat that with me. You must finish your chores before lunch. Let's start with our first word, you. You must. Remember, you is kind of a tricky word because it has a long U sound, but there's another letter in there too. So this is one that we just have to know. All right, so you've seen this in your books. You know how to spell the word you. Spell the word you for me. Good. Y-O-U. You. Now we tap out the word must. You must. Let's tap it out. Must. Spell it. Must. M-U-S-T. Must. Next word, finish. What word? Finish. What's the first sound you hear in finish? Good. F, I, I, N, 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 I, and then we have our digraph. Sh, finish. Good. Now we have the word your. Remember, this is a trick word too. This is one that we just have to know. All right, your. It's going to look a lot like this, you, but we add another letter at the end. Your. Just like this. Y-O-U-R. You must finish your. Now we have the word chores. What do you hear? Good. Digraph CH. Now we have or. Remember, since it comes at the end of a word, we have to have that magic E at the end. Or, good, O-R, and then the magic E. Chores. What suffix do we put at the end? An S, good, because remember, S can sometimes say a Z sound. Now we have the word before. We just dictated this one. Before. What's the first syllable? B. B, E, and then for. F. And then remember, if you hear O-R at the end of a word, you need the magic E. Good. Might run out of room. We might have to go a little bit lower. Before, and then lunch. Lunch. Let's tap this one out. Lunch. Lunch. L. It's an L. U. N. N. CH. Then what do I need at the end of any sentence? Punctuation. If you wanted to be really excited about it, you could put an exclamation mark. All right, but remember, you always need that capital letter and punctuation at the end. Very nice. All right. Now, for your Google form, you are going to have a secret word. All right, let's share the screen. Okay. Your secret word for today is the word answer. Answer. Remember, this is a secret word that you did with Mrs. Jones yesterday. It's a trick word. All right, so if you need to go back to her video, you can, but the secret word for today is answer. Answer. What's the word? Answer. Good. All right. I cannot wait to see what secret word you put in our Google form today. Bye-bye, second grade.